And here we go then. Leader versus Apocalypse, the first high-level games we're going to be able to see. Yes, because your name's above. Yes, that is the way it is. So, here we go, the very first games. Very first game about to begin. Very first game is about to begin. When they start it. First mapping on Dust Devil may be a little bit funny. Oops. Unlock. That's what happens when you join and rejoin 100 times. You forget to go Observer. Already cheering for Leader. Go, 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 Leader. Well, Leader has to face Nuke against Apocalypse's Laser. Not face Laser as Nuke, but face his own Nuke against Apocalypse's Laser. Laser being the favored army simply because of the veracity of Humvees, the grand invincibility of laser tank armies, cheap Avengers, laser turrets, all sorts of nice stuff. Although nuke MiGs are a possibility, although I wouldn't assume we're going to be able to see them in this particular match here between these two players, but if we do, that's great. Go best semi. Well, whoever wins this semi showdown is officially a pro if they crush everybody. No eco maps. Actually, this map has a lot of economy on it. There are 4 oils, 4 supplies, 2 oil refineries. The issue is distance. There is a lot of distance between all of the economy on the map. This is what bogs things down. See, he's going all the way up here for this instead of this supply, which is closer to him. But he'll be able to stop this oil capture there. Trucks are perfect. Look at that, perfect. Oh, never mind, it moved. Here's first Humvee. Oh man, empty it out. Oh, what? He went too far here. He's not going to deny that. Possibly. That was a total waste. Oh man. This he's going to, he can stop that one at least, if he's paying attention. If he pays attention, he can stop both of these. The latency is around, I guess 27 30, 26, under 30 mostly. It's not particularly laggy. It's not killing them, but not the best life. Apocalypse. He's not emptying out, he's not preempting things as much as I'd like to see in this game, but that doesn't particularly matter. If everything is going well, it's going well. Oil capture wasn't denied, did happen. Now Leader is on a massive advantage. Oh my goodness. You couldn't get a bigger advantage for the nuke player. And this is what happens when you go no eco for no reason. I mean, USA has just an even better capacity to take the oils. It's just, I mean, USA is still superior his mobility, but just because of the massive eco, I know he can defend himself with tanks, but it's that massive eco boost that he could use to his advantage. Although he is on one dozer, which this finishes in these two here. These mines and everything else is an overload. Drive straight into that, but it wasn't immediate. But we will get all this. We'll get huge. And still, this wide matchup stinks. In spite of the monstrous difference in economy, you can hardly counter a couple of these. Get the dozer. Leader has to get it away, you just have to hunt it. Go right up the side. Right there. Very dangerous now. Not sure why he's even bothering charging it when he can destroy the propaganda center. Still doesn't have missiles. And we're seeing what is to be expected in a laser. The worst part is, since it's random reverse, we can catch this all over again. Wasting a lot of MVs there. Really not laser locked. But, oh no, he has to run now. Gonna lose all of those countries. That is horrifying. Horrifying for the USA player to be doing. Horrifying. Yeah, and now leader should win this. Yes. Look at this. Limping, gimping red guards. Oh boy. Oh boy. The bane of random reverse. We have to watch this over again. Oh. Now Apocalypse lost his easy game. Now he has to face a hard game. He didn't even go for a second supply. Didn't even attempt to take it away. That's what happens when you go no eco. There's just nothing fun about no eco. Help you as much as I'd like to believe it does, because you have to face this and go right into the base. He's just going to defend himself. Microing there, microing here, and you can't stop all of this very well. You can laser lock it all away, but it's just a lot to pay attention to. There's red all over this map. And the way the buildings are placed, he can attack them from the back, and you have a hard time. So, yeah, Apocalypse, if he loses, no reason to lose. As laser against me. This map. There, too much to pay attention to, too much to go down, everything goes down. And he has to go all the way back to his base without missile defenders in these Humvees to do what? Not much. Highly depressing. Highly depressing. Being 3 stars, laser against Nuke in this position, you can destroy both of these. Well, he can't destroy both, because he invested in a drone, otherwise he'd be able to destroy both, but even that wouldn't help him because Leader has such an impressive income. He did defend his base, but, you know, whatever. Oh, he's now rank 4 Apocalypse, so yeah, he can get try a 10 strike, destroy that right there. Both the war factories. Not really that, I mean, this arm big, high explosive. I mean, he's got to defend himself. This is an easy defense if he's paying attention. Still only one shot here. I mean, it was just strategically inferior. Oh, he's got snipers. Strategically inferior. Lower the unit's voice, man. Okay, so I get I get conflicting reports.
You have been defeated.
Half the people say unit voice is too quiet, half say too loud. So, what ought it be? You know? Lower the unit's voices? Lower my voice? I don't know. I mean, it's what it is, man. I mean, I'm not shouting at the moment, so maybe that's what it is. People complain when I'm shouting that I'm too loud, and if I'm not shouting, then it's too quiet. So I need to maintain some medium. Not sure what Apocalypse was thinking in that game. USA should go for the oils. You already have an advantage. Why not go for the oils? Boost your advantage. You know? Spots are wrong. It's a hard thing to remember, those spots. Okay. Buddy request. Let me see. See if they join me. I have already started the stream. I cannot add a co-commentator at the moment. What's this? Okay, there's the room. I prefer not to do record stats for tournament games just because of the quitting out. When people are quitting out, you don't want that to count, you know, if you can help it. Okay, here we go. Nuke versus USA. Let's see how Leader takes it. Leader is the favored player by most, apparently. Okay, how about now? How about that? Apocalypse is going for the dual supply instead of the oils. The oils are much easier for Nuke to hang on to. And Leader is just going no eco. Pretty much the same thing that Apocalypse did, except with much more thought put into the logistics of his buildings being placed down. It may be a little too close. I don't ever place my supplies like this. I always direct them at the supply. It's easier. Like I place them like that, not like that. I don't think it makes a difference, but whatever. It's what I do. Yep, this is a big no eco. Big no eco. He realizes just go right to the base. Don't bother with all the other stuff. Just go right in. No sense. Leader's actually floating 900. I wonder what he's going for. He should go for the oil capture behind these. Definitely should go for the oil capture behind them. It is just so nice. So nice for them when they go for the oil captures behind their attacks, because it's just so effective. Photo in. for the win. This coming down the side, scouting out for the oil capture, doesn't see anything. Gonna go right to the base after that. The V's are gonna come right up around here, right in front of here, destroy that, everything, and you know, GG, the works. I mean, this is how Laser does it. This is how USA does it against Nuke, and Nuke doesn't really have an option or a counter to this. It's just a game over from the start, or it should be. Roll and other pro players have a much better strategy. Roll says he would go 3 does build order, 3 racks, and GG. You know, they're the pros. We're the noobs. See, 1 laser tank and 2 MDs denies that. Down there, this base is totally destroyed. But the mines are seen, so he's not going to run into mines that he can see. So he's just going to blow that up. All the mines will be gone, cleaned up. Dozer goes up here, might get destroyed by that bunker. Doesn't do anything. Gatling tank here. Not going to do nothing at all. Just kidding, it'll do something. That dozer's down, it'll do something. It just won't do anything significant. A little bit of a distraction, maybe for 2 seconds, you know, click, click. And this goes up here to finish off the base. GG's thrown down, very quick. I assumed these would be quicker games. The higher the skill level is between the players in the semi-showdown, the quicker the games are, for the most part. As long as the players aren't, you know, hamming it up or something. Hello, Hassan Lebanon, the big pro who's going to win this tournament if he so chooses. Wouldn't mind seeing him win it if he wants to. You know, if he wants to win it, go ahead and win it, man. Like to see you win it. Everybody's talking you up. Gotta do good. Should have leader added. Not sure where he is. There's Choke. I'm up against Choke in the semi-showdown. Roll saying, and with China and Nuke 3 dozers. Each dozer to flank, 2 dozer and 1 mid, 3 racks, 10 counter spam. Yep. Yes, Roll, that does work. That does work. I do it all the time. It is indeed a strategy that will work. If your opponent doesn't counter it, then there's very little chance for them to counter the spam. The spam is incredible. Ibrahim Mohammed Al-Asi. 4-0, super easy for leader. I sure hope not. Remember, if it's super easy, then they're not GGs. Remember, you want it to be good games. If it's super easy between, you know, one of the players against the other player, then it's not. Those aren't GGs. Those are bad games. Bad games. Best semi player is leader. Well, guys, come on. Everybody says that this person's the best, that person's the best. We hardly know. Come on. You know? Let's go through here. You got Choke. You got Choke Me. El Nino. Leader. Vitel. Sniper. Kill Toll. Cristiano. You got Red Baron. You got Bones Crusher. You have Pablo Escobar, and you have Hassan Lebanon. You got Rob. Oh wait, no, you don't have Rob. So you know, you still got a lot of higher class semi players in this tournament. I mean, I don't know who's gonna win. I couldn't tell you. Map Summer Arena. Okay. I can't tell you who's going to win. It's a toss-up. I mean, it is a total toss-up. China versus Demo. We have Leader with Demo versus V-China on this map. And darn, it's hard not to call the winner from the start. With this matchup, this is so unfair on the semi level. So unfair. So unfair. On this map, at this level for the players, it's just... It isn't what you want to consider being a more or less fair game. It's kind of... it's just annoying. China can always win and all, but what the? Helix? Don't like Helix on this map. Don't like Helix on this map. Too many buildings you can get in to use to your defense. Too much supply, too much this, too much that. Very hard. But, you know, he's scouting, he's going for the oils, That's not gonna work. What you want to say, mate? What do you want to say? Give us the message. Give us the message, come on. What are you beaconing for? Accident? A little bit of distraction, this and that. It's a fake one. Yes, if that's what you want to inform us, yeah. I see you do fake. I do fake. You do fake. About every better player in this tournament does fake arms dealers now. Yeah, Red Baron, I know. Rolls right, man. Rolls right, yeah. Yep, taking these oils. Stop this worker. Stop him. Yeah, it's a little better. 4. I mean, actually, this can work now. If he goes through right, oh, yeah. Well, no. Leader sees it coming. Don't go here. That's a waste. That's damage. That's waste. No. Okay. Oh no. Oh shoot! Why do people do that? No. Dang. Go right back to the base. Useless. Go right back to the base. Don't go forward. Go back to the base now. Come on, get that cap. Good. Good money. Big income for Apocalypse. At this moment in time, he just needs to build another Helix. Start building a Helix army alongside your ground army. Bunker up with literal bunkers and the lot. He went for that. Destroyed it. Coming in here with whatever he's got. He's going to try to kill the Helix when it goes down to repair. Good. Now repair. You need now at this moment in time. He's even. Somewhat, he has a capacity to be even. He needs to capture this oil too, though. He needs a Helix army and a ground army at the same time. He needs to do good micro, no waste. You got to get yourself into the favorable position with the map control. Don't let him have any map control. I understand, you know, his idea for going for this, but it's so dangerous to go for the tunnel like he did right up front like that. Engage it from the side or something so you can skirt away. Don't go right up against it. That's how you get big damage done to yourself. Don't just keep going for that oil. You need it. Just keep going for it. I mean, you gotta have a lot behind your China vanilla in 1.04 standard. You just have to have a lot behind it. Ooh, that's not too good. Oh, man. No. Oh, no! Contrary to popular belief, outposts do work against GLA and demo. They counter quads just fine. You know, outposts, scats, dragons, literal bunkers. You need to be building bunkers. Oh! No! You see, I don't want to see Apocalypse lose this one. I want to see Apocalypse... I want these to be closer games. And Apocalypse... See, you don't need this. He didn't need this. He needed a good ground army. He needed a lot. He needed a bunker up with literal bunkers. You know, fill a couple of bunkers. Quads can't get through bunkers easily. He's just going to keep spamming more and more, and you're not going to be able to counter him. And here comes the... Now you see, this is just danger days here. This is just super dangerous. And all... See, this just isn't good. Just not good. Just isn't good. Just wasted. You didn't need to waste that. What was it for? What did it do? It didn't pay itself off. Didn't achieve anything. Now this one's going to get damaged. Oh, never mind. Didn't target it. And now all the advantage you had is gone. 100% of the advantage is now gone. Didn't even get this oil. And leader is now in a 90 to 10 advantage. I'm not saying it would be easy to do, but that's what we're in for. I mean, leader, he doesn't even need to take his third supply. He doesn't even need to take any more supplies. All he has to do is build tunnels to win. It's just impossible. At this point, it's just totally downward spiral. And I'm not saying he had much that he could do. You know, it was already bad. The first Helix engagement was bad. If he would have engaged it from one of the sides so he could skirt away, he could have got this destroyed. That would have been gone. Then he could have sent his flamers up the middle while making sure tunnels don't get up on the sides. And he could just keep building up more Helix armies. Could have kept that, whatever, expanded the middle. Stuff like that. But, you know, it is what it is. It's not what happened. You can engage these with these GATs. They're a little damaged, but the less damaged ones are friend. You just don't want them to build up too much. Gotta repair that. Don't fly it away and just leave it sitting there. You need to have everything ready for action. I wouldn't say leader played it much better. Leader just played it consistently. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's way too far away. Build it right here. This is where you build your supply. Should be built here or here on this map, not over here. Just for a, you know, a takeaway point. You want the most supplies to be the closest to your supply center. Look how far away these supplies are from this. It'll never happen. Just a little tidbit. I mean, and here we see a poor decision making from Apocalypse. You see, more so than anything is poor decision making. You can say his micro wasn't good, but it was his decision making more than anything in this game. You see, just this decision here. There's no reason to go for the supply there. You know you can't secure it, so it's going to get destroyed, and now you get leader closer to 3 stars, and you lose $1,500. Little decisions. Not that this was a good decision, but it's a negligible decision. I mean, leader still isn't taking that oil, which is also negligible at this point in the game, but, you know, whatever. And then this attack here, I mean, you're going to lose everything and destroy just about nothing. It's just all not worth your time. I mean, I don't know what leader's doing. He should be on just 4 arms dealers and just build gas. I don't know why he's implementing Scorpions. You don't need them to win. You just need Gatling tank spam and tunnel spam to win. He is going to take that. This is going to be destroyed, but, like, you know, what are you going to do? If leader just keeps moving forward with this, there's nothing you can do. At this point in the game, it's just time for Apocalypse to make a little bit of training for himself. Increase a little bit. Train himself just a little bit. I mean, if he gets to bomber, he can help himself out a little. You see, here's what Apocalypse did to him. I mean, leader did to himself with the poor decision there. Now he has to build a second supply here when he could have just built it there in the first place, or right here in the first place, and then not worried about it. And he does that, but at the same time he's not taking it on the left side. There's this here, but honestly nothing's stopping him from putting a tunnel here, 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 and here. You know, this middle attack, you know, you can watch it, but it's not really doing anything. I mean, it's a grim position. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but it's a grim position. Yes, doesn't pay attention. Doesn't pay attention. I mean, people can say the leader is playing really good. He's really not. He's playing very slow, very sloppy. He's not advancing in all the positions he could. He's not playing pro level to any stretch of the imagination. He fits the semi-title very well. If I'm going to do an analysis of these players, he's wasting a lot of time in this game. Incredible waste of time in this game for what he had to. He's not pressing the advantage. He's running out of supplies. He's just now getting onto a palace that he didn't ever need. Apocalypse is playing pretty well for what position he has in this game. He's playing all right. This is the bunker you need to see early on, right at the start. It's going to get denied by the rockets. Damaged and then denied, and then it's going to get all this stuff moving into here. But yeah, these are two verifiable semi-players. Their skill is easy to verify. They are semi-players. They are capable of pro moves, but not consistent pro play. As we see just by Leader not ever securing this side in spite of his advantage till this point in time, just because now he has all this secured and he can't think of anything better to do. I mean, if you were a pro player, you would see tunnels going up here along with his attack and this supply being taken, and you would see sneaky workers walking in all the time, trying to get a tunnel here, or just sneaking in, trying to get a tunnel there. Pro players have momentum that never stops. If you ever played against Fargo, who's an expert player, you will see a consistent number of things being done at all points throughout a game. Not some points throughout a game, all points throughout a game. A little bit of disconnect going on here. No? If you watch pro players like Dominator, Logica, Boyka, you know, Peter Spicyback, Fargo. You watch the experts play, it's consistency all the way through. Yeah, you watch some of the pros play, and you see the same level of consistency, just not quite as much crisp, unique adaptation and stuff. You know, nervousness isn't an excuse. There's no excuse to be nervous. That is not an excuse. If you're nervous, that's your fault. That shows your skill level. If you are really an expert and this and that, you don't succumb to nervousness against any opponents. You can succumb to, you know, fatigue and long games, or, you know, your groove is thrown off. But you don't say, oh, I was nervous to play against this person. I don't have that. And you shouldn't either. You should get over that by this point in your career. Some demo bikes going in there just destroys it all. GG thrown down. And that's really what sets the expert players apart and the pro players apart, is they're not nervous anymore like they used to be. Now that's not to say nerves never play some part. They play a part in everything, but not the nervousness that most semis are talking about when they say they were nervous. When they say they were nervous, they're talking about their brain goes blank nervous. And if you get that kind of nerve, man, you're never going to do well in a tournament. Tasmani, the reason Tasmani remained a pro and never went anywhere close to the expert status is because Taz, aka Curious, never got over the nerves. I mean, he would play tournament games and he would just absolutely lose. His brain would go blank. It was just over for him. It was terrible, and it was sad because he's a really good player. But he couldn't get over the nerves, and if you can't get over the nerves, that's it. That's over. You can't win. You know? Okay, here we go. Let's see how Leader does it and Apocalypse does his demo. I assume Leader will go very conservative. Hopefully. Anyway, I just don't want to see the players throw any games away. Like, the very first game was a throwaway. The second game was inevitable. The third game, it was kind of being outplayed. Wasn't a total throwaway, but, you know, the matchups in Demo's favor for the most part. If you're up against an expert player, then, you know, they'll make you feel like you have no advantage at all. They'll just cream you. But, you know, these aren't expert players. These are alright players. And you see Leader is going for what I would anticipate a higher level Semi goes for. They go for a conservative play. This is quicker than going here and here, but he's going to go for a third anyway. Going for a bit of Caro here. A little bit of that Caro strategies, because Caro goes for a very high economy. And if you have a very good eco boom against Demo, there's a lot more variety for you to unfold. You can really breathe out all the colors of your strategic mind. If you go over the spectrum of strategies that Vanilla China has, it is actually very wide. It's just that the units that you're using are very garbage, very weak, very feeble. They'll fall apart. They're not strong. They can't do much. But you do have a wide variety of what you can do. You have everything unlocked. You have all ranged units. You have napalm MiGs. You have nukes. You have tanks. You know, if you get your nuke, you have gat spam. You can spam. Your units aren't that expensive. And everything builds fairly quickly. You have bunkers, infantry. Everything's fairly reasonable. Price-wise, build time-wise. You know, you do have a lot going for you. It's just getting there. The one thing you don't have is mobility. You have just about none. This is a waste by a leader. I mean, Apocalypse. If he actually goes for this, that's a waste. Okay, good. RPG tech. Oh, I was hoping it wasn't the terror tech. Wasn't paying attention there. Destroy that. Get yourself teched up. You know there's mines there, so don't run into that. Get that. Destroy the dozer. This goes up here for a little bit of scouting. You can take out all of these terrorists if he's not paying attention. Goes for the middle with that. What are you doing, Apocalypse? No! No, 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 no. You destroy the dozer. You saw it was there. You get it. Super tech. You attack the power a little bit. Then you go back. Then you save it. What'd you turn around for? To take out a Gatling tank? Useless. Waste of time. I mean, you might have thrown away the whole game right there in one move. That was a critical mistake. Critical mistake by Apocalypse. See, now this goes down, he moves on toward that, and you have not. He can clean this all up. Now, what's this going to do? This gets destroyed. This goes back here. He's going to get himself cornered, do a little bit of damage here. Maybe then he has to drive away again. Those who know what I'm talking about will recognize that that was a critical error. Critical error. If he loses this, it's also a critical error. He won't. But he needs to scrap it. Get it scrapped up again. Okay, drive it. Pick up your guys. Pick up your guys and keep the momentum. Pick up your guys and keep the momentum. You gotta fire on those mines so the terrorists can get through. Oh, please don't engage this. You don't. Good. Oh. Okay, now engage it. Back. Nope, didn't engage it. Oh, dang. Didn't fire on the mines. Gets that. Oh, not that he's at a disadvantage, but darn. Oh, you could have had the win. Such an advantage. Oh, Noobs are not supposed to be in this tournament by definition. Any player who isn't a pro is supposed to be in this tournament by definition. Mostly semi-players. Semi-players being players like we're seeing here. Apocalypse, Leader, Pablo Escobar, myself, Rob, Cristiano, Viking. We're all semis. We're semis. We're capable of pro-level things in-game, tactics, strategies, this and that. We're just not capable of consistent pro to expert level play. That's why we're considered semis. We know what to do, we just don't have the capacity to carry it out consistently. But noobs are for noob tournaments. I could make a noob tournament, you know, for noobs, if we wanted that. But the reason we do semi-pro tournament is because we want players to see new moves, increase their strategic and tactical awareness and what they can do, what Zero Hour actually offers. Most noobs that you see, the reason they're noobs is they don't actually know what Zero Hour offers every army, because they don't ever play with higher skilled players. They don't know what they can do. Like, when the average noob gets Vanilla China, it's game. That's it. It's over. Game over. You can't win. Like what we're seeing right here from Leader, this is what I wanted to see more from Apocalypse. If you spam a bunch of these outposts early on, quads don't counter outposts, quads lose to outposts very effectively. Except in cases like that. And, you know, Apocalypse needs... Here's another thing. Here's how... Let's talk about 1. Leaders floating. 2. Apocalypse is running into mines. 3. There's no oils being captured by Apocalypse in spite of him having such an advantage. There's no third supply. He got a supply here before these oils, which is a ridiculous choice. He wasted a whole attack. That's not something a pro is ever going to do. Never gonna happen. Never. It just doesn't happen in pro games. Any pro that you ever see, a real pro, is going to take, in Apocalypse's position, would have all the oils captured, all the middle, all the supplies, and Leader would already be defeated by this point in the game. You see, you're going to see this pop here. These are all going to get hit by rockets. And you're going to see 1 outpost goes down, 2 outposts goes down. And then, once you can't clean any more up, it's all over. Your quads are gone, you have nothing left to pop. You know, that's it. Doesn't matter how many this outpost could go down from the flame. Nope. And now you just throw everything away. And then you sell that. Should have been collected from here in the first place. Should have been on all that oil money. Now he gets some rebels out. But you see, Apocalypse is not suffering. He isn't suffering from poor micro. He isn't suffering from poor macro. He's suffering from poor decision making. He's not used to facing somebody who rolls with the punches like Leader. And you see again, poor decision. He's going for a supply here instead of here. This is poor decision making. You don't need it there. That's a poor decision. More than anything else, what Apocalypse is suffering from, just like in the very first game, is poor decision making. He threw away the first game. You can't make poor decisions and expect to win in tournaments. Every decision you make needs to be good. It needs to be one that pays for itself. It needs to be one that fleshes out over the course of the game, that you really tell. You see, now he's just throwing tunnels down indiscriminately. But it's too late for that. It's too late to be throwing tunnels down. The army's already coming in. You need the tunnels before the army's there. If he had a line of 4 or 5 tunnels in here before the army comes in, then yeah, Leader can't advance. And yeah, if he were really thinking and playing it pro, he would be trying to get tunnels here and go in here, go through here, do all sorts of stuff. You know? But he's not. He didn't even go for these. I mean, you can send a bike to these if you don't want to send a rebel walking all the way over there. You can send a bike. It's affordable. It works. It pays for itself. But now you see Leaders in an incredibly favorable position. There's just no reason for it to be the way it is. At the moment, I mean. They're captured now. Well, see, poor decision. Just flamed away instead of having it here. See, he quick gets the demo upgrade for his bikes, but he can't afford bikes well. Because he needs an army. He doesn't even have 2 arms dealers. There's a bike, like I said, but he doesn't even have another arms dealer to produce quads or anything, if they're buses at the same time as he produces bikes. So it's all faltering. I mean, Leader's going to run out of his high income soon. He's only got this oil and this supply. This one's going to run out. He doesn't have this one. But it doesn't matter. He's in the better position. He's got an army that's sort of rock solid. If he micros well and he can keep it up. I don't know what he's doing, putting all those back there, not up here with his army. But that's what happens when you're watching semis and not pros. Also, he sent these all the way over here. Why? When he could just send them straight down at his army. I mean, he doesn't have that much to stop him. Then comes the bomber and everything else, and things are going to go down. He goes for the Gatling tank. Why? I don't know. You know, semi, it's all excusable under that clause, but he could do better. There they go. So now The advance is thwarted. The advance is thwarted. But now this is all gone, and you don't have this supply here. It's just waste, 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 yada yada yada. This is how it works. This is how things happen. He uses Kel to take out an ECM tank instead of this or the Overlord. You know, or just he's not using him to shoot down these guys here. You know, now he is, but it's the way he doesn't do it in order. He doesn't go boom, 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 step after step after step. You know, step 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, your 14-step plan for how to counter this army. Your brain should make it up. You know, automatically. You press a button, boom. I know how to counter this army. I've played against it enough times. I mean, these players have all played more games than I have. They should easily know how to counter this attack from vanilla time. It's easily have known how to win this matchup. It's not even a hard matchup at this level. And you see he fires on that. That was a good one. See, there was thought behind that. He needed his bus to be able to move. And he goes, now see, that didn't make any sense. So Bike goes for that instead of going for the Overlord. Now you lose a bus. So it's useless. Now you should have used Kel to shoot at the driver on the Overlord. Because now you're losing quads in the process, losing things. It's just all over the place. And now Leader has all of the oils. And he's sending Lotus into your base to harass. You know, it's a downward spiral. He's not building a tunnel here, 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 here. You know, build 50 tunnels right there. Take this and this and that. I mean, the players can't hear me. They obviously aren't watching the stream. It's good. But if I can inform Leader of one thing, I would inform him that he's doing a very good job. He's playing consistently to his level. He's playing it very solid. He's not wasting if he can help it. Taking this, he's thinking ahead. He's leading the game. I would inform Apocalypse that he really needs to... Okay, look at that. Really needs to think a little bit more on his decisions with the maps. Just map control decisions for the most part. Take the supplies in your own base before you take them in the middle. Take the oils as soon as you have the capacity to take the oils and the supplies and the offensive and this and that. Just also, don't run into mines that you know are there. Just the little things that he could change instantly in a game. You know, the supply goes down, but you know, whatever. He's just building these bikes, which don't, in the long run, end up paying you back that much. You see, he had about $4,000 worth of bikes, and they're all gone now, and he destroyed an Overlord and an ECM. He could go for bomb trucks. You know, if he should take this as well. This is very effective to have a listening outpost to find Lotus and stuff. Also to take this ECM tank, very effective to have in your control. Yeah, how slow they're getting. He has the capture upgrade. Why he's not constantly trying to recapture these makes no sense. Also, he's not building another tunnel in this area. He's not securing it for himself. He's not doing much of anything. He doesn't have any money to do it, but that's because he's not taking this. He can hardly afford to rebuild his own supply, which he's also not paying attention to. He seems at this moment in time entirely discombobulated. Just totally discombobulated. That was good. That was a good move, but, you know, it's not going to help you at this point. He's just discombobulated. He lost too much. He's just not even moving anymore. There isn't much to say at this point because You know, there he's trying to take that, he takes it back, but at this point in time, we're in a very dangerous position. I mean, it's just very unfavorable. Very unfavorable. Kel is over here doing whatever. Put a bomb on that, maybe. Not really going to help you. Kind of need to capture it. You need Kel over here to fire on the overlords. This destroys his market and his barracks. And he gets himself even closer to 5 stars. That was bad by Leader. He could have gotten all of this totally destroyed and got himself closer to 5 stars. He didn't. He's in the base, but he doesn't really have anything to push with, and that's because Kel came back. I mean, it isn't pro play from either of them. Neither player is going for pro play. Leader's floating, doing this and that. It's a waste. And this is going to go for this oil that you need to capture. Maybe. Firing him, just trying to get himself some hits. He can go for this airfield. Go right up against it, drop him off. What in the world? Players who destroy oils instead of recapturing them when there's no reason not to recapture them. Sorry. No, drop them off. And you could have saved the guys from more damage and distraction. So, also, if you take this from Overlord to that speaker tower, that is very good for you. You need to take this ECM and this Overlord. Please. Look at that. Boom. I mean, it's not like Leader's playing well. He's playing better than Apocalypse, but he's not playing that well. I mean, he's not doing much of anything. Really. Take the ECM tank. He's building no payback. He needs to try to take oils when he can. You gotta... Oh, expand to the supply now. You have money. Please expand to it. Don't spend any more money. Spend your 1,500 on this supply. I mean, do you know what kind of potential Apocalypse still has? He's got 6,500 here. He's got all that full supply. Take this airfield out again. What the world are you doing? Oh, the things we're seeing, folks. This is when the game comes to where semis never go. The late game. No, I'm not being negative today. I'm just saying. This is a late game with semis. Semis don't usually play the late game. They're used to games going fast and hard, they win the game. They're not used to a late game where you have to make a lot of critical decisions and you don't want to waste things. They're not used to that. You see, they still throw stuff away. They don't think about it. They're like, Apocalypse, I can still throw some bikes here and there. I don't have to invest in this supply. This and that. I can build my market behind my palace. For what reason, I have no idea. That's like the perfect position if you want to get it destroyed. You know, it's stuff like that. Like, there. Cancel it. Oh, never mind. What the heck? What in the world, you see? What in the world, leader? What the world is that? Dang, man. What was you thinking? But you see, at the same time, Nose Migs are here. What's the point, man? You know? See a couple of things come here, can't counter it. I mean, it's just weird. It's just weird. No, Leader's not better than what you're seeing here. Leader is whatever you see in the tournament games. Whatever you see in the tournament games, that's what he is. What you aren't for fun games means jack squat. absolute squat. If you play really serious all the time, then it means something, but most people don't. Most people play for fun games. They're not on their high. When you play a tournament, people play a little bit better. I mean, it's just, you know, that one was a good game. For their level, yeah, that's a good game. Good game. Good game. Would have liked to see closer games. The armies weren't exactly indicative of close games. You know, it was alright. It was pretty good. Pretty good. Between the two, they're not that far apart in their level. I don't know what people are talking leader up for. If that's the best leader offers, then, you know, he's in danger because Red Baron plays a lot better than that. And Bones Crusher plays better than that. Maybe it was just those games, but, you know, it's not that he didn't do good. He did good. Yeah. Hi there. Yeah, Boyka. Everybody lost games to being nervous in the past. Everybody. Nobody ever started out on that expert level, no nerves. It's just not even funny how many games we've all lost to nerves in the past. Everybody loses to nerves. But you get to a point where you're above the nerves. I mean, it's not over. I mean, it's best of 9. So, I mean, games are lost to nerves, but it's still going on. Apak. Map? You know. Okay, he wants to do Gorge Drought. Well, we don't have Gorge Drought. We have Snowy Drought for the tournament because Gorge Drought is imbalanced. Snowy Drought far superior. Okay. Here we go for the best of 9 game. Okay. See what we sees in a super weapons versus China. Dang. I mean, come on. Vanilla China, it can beat. I mean, he's going no eco, isn't he? You're going no eco, aren't you, leader? Yep. Dang, man. Whatever. And here you give him a perfect spot to drop. 2 perfect spots to drop right here, right here, right here. I mean, it's going here. I mean, you can win as Vanilla China versus Super Weapons. He could build a barracks right here and block that, which he should do to stop the Coastal Defender as well. Build a barracks right here. Start building the barracks right here. Okay, whatever. I don't know what you want to do with yourself. Just, he's discombobulated at this point in time, and this is just... This is the way it ends. This is the way the games end. Could have built a barracks right here. You build it right here, then it kind of blocks. Get it to turn off the dozer. There we go. That's what you need. Except now there's just not much of anything going on here, there, anywhere. Not that it's over. It's not over, but man, it's glum. It's glum. I mean, he can get the capture here. He can even get up here and get the capture, but he's throwing down GG already. And he's just discombobulating. He's done. He's ready for the end.
You have been defeated.
Ready for the end. He was ready to end it. He didn't want to go. He didn't want to go on any longer with that. He was finished. He was done. He felt that was the last game he wanted to play. That's fine. If that's all he had in him was up to the 4th game, then that's, whatever. Whatever. Well played to leader. You were the superior player. You did play better consistently over the course of every game. And you came out on top as you should have. So, good luck in the next round. Hope you do well. So, that's about all for this stream. Very quick stream. Very quick. Very quick. Ibrahim Muhammad Alsi, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. About an easy 5-0. It wasn't a particularly easy 5-0. It's just, if you get 5-0 as a better player, whatever. There's not much in it, really, for that game. But that's the end of that, and that is the end of this stream. So I'm going to turn off the stream now. Then I'm going to play role for the Ladder Wars games, if I can, because I'm online now.